Hello, boys and girls of CGS, Professor Max, of course. I hope the music is good for you guys. It's actually Laffy, good to study, recommendation. Well, let's get to it. Mm, Today we're gonna be talking about an event that happened in Tennessee. This girl was playing video games with this 42-year-old guy. His name was Rondo. Um, and this event happened. Well, the little girl, which her name wasn't shown by the media, was being raped by her stepfather. Um, Over the time that Rondo and the girl, let's name her Emily, were playing video games together online, they created a relationship between the two. Not a sexual relationship or anything like that, but more of friends. Like when you play Call of Duty with your friends, you don't know the person that you're playing with, but you still create a connection, right? Well, them two they got together playing every night, and then I guess Emily felt confident enough to talk to Randall about her problems. Her problems were that her stepfather was raping her. Um, when she commented this to Randall, Randall was kind of skeptical about it. He um, he didn't want to help her unless he had proof of what was happening. So the proof that Randall told Emily to get was he had she had to record herself while the acting of the sexual intercourse was happening between her dad, her stepfather, and her. Of course, the girl refused at first because this was a really hard decision, hard action for her to make. But then she accepted. Well, after the recording was a 7-minute video of her father raping her. On the online messages that the police got of Randall's laptop, he specifically told her how to do it. Just set up a camera, and as soon as your father comes in, everything is gonna be set up, and then we're gonna have evidence. The reason he wanted to have evidence was because if he actually went over there and helped her, um, the police were gonna be like, "Oh, why are you helping her? Like you're a 42-year-old. How are you why do you have this girl in your house?" Um, that's why he wanted the evidence. Well, after getting the evidence, he drove all the way from Wisconsin to Tennessee, and then 4 in the morning, he picked her up, and then he drove her back to Wisconsin. Well, once there, um, the police found out they had a massive search for the girl, and then the police found out she was there, and they also found out the video, the 7-minute video, was still on his laptop. When asked why he didn't come forward with the information, um, it was because he said that he was afraid that the cops wouldn't believe it, that she had been raped. In this specific case, we're gonna be testing Randall and his actions. We're gonna be asking if it was ethical for him to actually make this girl film herself being raped by her stepfather, this 14-year-old girl. Let's just leave that out there. And go to her house, kidnap her, go back to Wisconsin, and then have her there, have her there for 5 days before the police actually found out her location. For this case, we're gonna be using the class ethical standard, which states that as long as the action brings productivity, health, education, and security, then the action is right. If it increments that, the action is right. If it decreases that, the action is wrong. It's not ethically correct. It's unethical. Judging by our class's ethical standard, we can say that Randall's action of kidnapping and making Emily film herself being raped by her father increments productivity, health, and security, and decreases education and security. I'm gonna go over these as we go. First of all, it increments her health because Emily being away from her stepfather um, takes her away from any danger to her health. This is because first, physical health. We all know opinions from a grown man shouldn't be going in a 14-year-old girl's vagina. That's already like bad. It's not or her body is not meant. It's not well developed to do that. So he was already causing her damage. This is besides him maybe forcing her, maybe hitting her to rape her because she probably was having some type of self defense, and he was being super aggressive with her. Um, Also, most important, her mental health, which Emily, by being raped by her dad, will go by her stepfather, will go over big trauma at super early stages of her life, which are gonna affect her as her whole life. So Randall kidnapping her and taking her to Wisconsin will increment her health because she was gonna be away from that trauma. It also increments her security. This is pretty self-explanatory. She was gonna be away from her rapist. Um, that we've seen many cases where the rapist at some point kills his victim, so her security will be incremented as well. Third point will be her productivity. This is the case of, as we all know, if the kid um, actually has a good early stage of his life, um, it will increment their productivity as a productive member of the society. For example, someone that her parents are alcoholic, um, hit him, are more likely to become criminal than someone that has a good father parent figures. This is not always the case, but it also happens. Now we're gonna talk about what it decreases, in my opinion. It decreases this kind of silly, but it will be her education because she will be um, kidnapped in Wisconsin and she wasn't gonna be in school, so she wasn't gonna be she wouldn't be getting educated, and also her security will go down in some way because she will be at a stranger's house. Like Randall could have all his good intentions, but we don't know what he wanted to do with that video. We don't know why he wanted to have her in his house for 5 days and not bring her to the police, right? Because his excuse was like, "Oh, the police is not gonna believe me," but we actually don't know if he had any other intentions. So her security was kind of like in the middle, so we don't know that. Well, in conclusion, I believe Randall's action were ethical, judging by the ethical standard of the class. Going there, um, getting her away from danger, increment her health, her security, or her productivity, while it decreases her security and her education. So I do believe he should have brought her to the police and maybe not film herself and then trying to find another way of going about this topic. Like I don't know, getting the evidence and then show it to the police so he wouldn't have to go over there and pick her up. But I do believe it was ethical in some point, his actions.